Have you ever felt it? That shiver down your spine, the pull towards something unknown, something you can't quite name? The mystery, the shadowy corners of the mind. Why do they captivate us so much? It's like a voice calling us, faint but impossible to ignore. Today, we're diving into the allure of the shadow, the reason we're drawn to the mysterious, the unexplained, and yes, even the dark side of ourselves. By the end of this video, you'll have a fresh perspective on why we're fascinated by the unknown and how it ties into the deepest parts of who we are. Ready to take the plunge? Let's go! But first, let me give you a glimpse of what's to come. We'll uncover a fascinating secret of psychology. Mystery isn't just something we like. It's something we need. It fuels our curiosity, our growth, and in some ways, it completes us. Stick around because this journey might get dark, but I promise, it will also be enlightening. All right, let me start with a short story. Imagine this. A person who has spent their entire life avoiding conflict, always choosing peace over confrontation. But one day, they find themselves in a situation where they have to stand up for themselves. And in that moment, something shifts. They discover a part of themselves they never knew existed. A hidden strength. A deeper sense of identity. That is the power of the shadow. All right, let's start with a question. What exactly is the shadow? And no, I'm not talking about the shadow you cast on a sunny day. I'm talking about the shadow as described by Carl Jung, the psychologist who introduced this concept. The shadow, according to Jung, is the part of our psyche that holds everything we repress, ignore, or deny about ourselves. Our deepest fears, our forbidden desires, the traits we don't want to admit we have. It's the hidden, darker side of who we are. And here's the twist. While we might try to avoid the shadow, we're irresistibly drawn to it. But why? Because the shadow represents the unknown. And as human beings, we're wired to explore the unknown. Think about it. Why do we love scary movies? Why are we intrigued by secrets, conspiracies, or the paranormal? Why do we spend hours reading ghost stories or watching documentaries about unsolved mysteries? The answer lies in the perfect mix of fear and curiosity. The unknown triggers our survival instincts. What's out there? Am I safe? While also igniting our desire to uncover the truth. It's like a puzzle we have to solve, even if we're afraid of what we might find. Have you ever wondered how this relates to your MBTI type? According to MBTI theory, each type has a function stack, and within that stack, the 4 primary cognitive functions define how we interact with the world. For example, an INTJ uses introverted intuition, NI, and extroverted thinking, TE, as their dominant functions, while an ESFP relies on extroverted sensing, SE, and introverted feeling, FI. However, each type also has an inferior function, the least developed aspect of their conscious personality. For an INTJ, this is extroverted sensing, SE, while for an ESFP, it's introverted intuition, NI. But here's something even more fascinating. The true shadow of a type is not just its inferior function, it's a full set of 4 shadow functions, which form the dark mirror of the primary stack. This means that an INTJ, for instance, has a shadow function stack similar to an ENFP, making them confront the aspects of themselves they least understand or accept. The shadow is not just about what we struggle with. It's about the parts of us that feel like a different person altogether. Have you ever stopped to wonder why you're drawn to mysteries? Is it really about the story? Or is it about discovering something new about yourself? Every time we explore the unknown, we're confronting a piece of our shadow. Think about the last time you faced one of your fears. Maybe you stood up to speak in public. Maybe you confronted someone in a difficult conversation. Or perhaps you finally tried something you'd been avoiding for years. Didn't you feel more whole afterward? That's because, according to Jung, integrating the shadow isn't just about facing fear. It's about consciously accepting that side of ourselves and integrating it into our personality. Only when we do this can we achieve a true sense of wholeness and personal growth. And stories? They're full of this dynamic. In myths, the hero often has to journey through darkness to find the treasure. That darkness? It's the shadow. A challenge to overcome, but also a guide towards self-discovery. This pull toward mystery, then, isn't just casual curiosity. It's deeply rooted in our psyche. Every mystery solved, every fear faced, every secret uncovered, it's all part of understanding ourselves. But here's the catch. Jung also warned us about the dangers of ignoring the shadow, or being consumed by it. The key isn't to run from the darkness, but to integrate it, to make peace with it. If an MBTI type completely represses their inferior function or their shadow side, they may experience constant internal conflict or project those traits onto others, seeing them as enemies. On the other hand, those who integrate their shadow can transform it into a source of strength and wisdom. Remember, the shadow isn't just a threat. It's also a hidden source of power, a treasure waiting to be claimed. So here's my question for you. What's your shadow? What part of yourself are you afraid to explore, but secretly feel drawn to? If this video gave you something to think about, let me know in the comments. Share your thoughts, or maybe even a personal story about facing the unknown. And if you enjoyed this journey into the psyche, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss what's coming next. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the shadow. Remember, our darkness isn't something to fear. It's a guide, waiting to be understood. See you next time!